All right, I think we're recording. This is Numbers chapter 6 through 10 today. Chapter 6, the Nazarites. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Speak to the Israelites and say to them, when either men or women make a special vow, the vow of a Nazarite, to separate themselves to the Lord, they shall separate themselves from wine and strong drink. They shall drink no wine vinegar or other vinegar, and shall not drink any grape juice or eat grapes fresh or dried. All their days as Nazarites they shall eat nothing that is produced by the grapevine, not even the seeds or the skins. All the days of their Nazarite vow, no razor shall come upon the head, until the time is completed for which they shall separate themselves to the Lord. They shall be holy. They shall let the locks of the head grow long. All the days that they separate themselves to the Lord, they shall not go near a corpse, even if their father or mother, brother or sister should die. They may not defile themselves, because their consecration to God is upon their head. All their days as Nazarites, they are holy to the Lord. If someone dies very suddenly nearby, defiling the consecrated head, then they shall shave the head on the day of their cleansing. On the 7th day they shall shave it. On the 8th day they shall bring 2 turtle doves or 2 young pigeons to the priest at the entrance of the tent of meeting, and the priest shall offer one as a sin offering and the other as a burnt offering, and make atonement for them, because they incurred guilt by reason of the corpse. They shall sanctify the head that same day, and separate themselves to the Lord for their days as Nazarites, and bring a male lamb a year old as a guilt offering. The former time shall be void, because the consecrated head was defiled. This is the law for the Nazarites when the time of their consecration has been completed. They shall be brought to the entrance of the tent of meeting, and they shall offer their gift to the Lord, 1 male lamb a year old without blemish as a burnt offering, 1 ewe lamb a year old without blemish as a sin offering, 1 ram without blemish as an offering of well-being, and a basket of unleavened bread, cakes of choice flour mixed with oil, and unleavened wafers spread with oil, with their grain offering and their drink offerings. The priest shall present them before the Lord, and offer their sin offering and burnt offering, and shall offer the ram as a sacrifice of well-being to the Lord. With the basket of unleavened bread, the priest shall also make the accompanying grain offering and drink offering. Then the Nazarites shall shave the consecrated head at the entrance of the tent of meeting, and shall take the hair from the consecrated head and put it on the fire under the sacrifice of well-being. The priest shall take the shoulder of the ram when it is boiled, and 1 unleavened cake out of the basket, and 1 unleavened wafer, and shall put them in the palms of the Nazarites, after they have shaved the consecrated head. Then the priest shall elevate them as an elevation offering before the Lord. They are a holy portion for the priest, together with the breast that is elevated and the thigh that is offered. After that the Nazarites may drink wine. This is the law for Nazarites who take a vow. Their offering to the Lord must be in accordance with the Nazarite vow, apart from what else they can afford. In accordance with whatever vow they take, so they shall do, following the law for their consecration. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Speak to Aaron and his sons, saying, Thus you shall bless the Israelites. You shall say to them, The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. So they shall put my name on the Israelites, and I will bless them." Chapter 7, Offerings of the Leaders. On the day when Moses had finished setting up the tabernacle, and had anointed and consecrated it with all its furnishings, and had anointed and consecrated the altar with all its utensils, the leaders of Israel, heads of their ancestral houses, the leaders of the tribes who were over those who were enrolled, made offerings. They brought their offerings before the Lord: 6 covered wagons and 12 oxen, a wagon for every 2 of the leaders, and for each one an ox. They presented them before the tabernacle. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Accept these from them, that they may be used in performing the service of the tent of meeting, and give them to the Levites, to each according to his service." So Moses took the wagons and the oxen and gave them to the Levites. 2 wagons and 4 oxen he gave to the Gershonites according to their service, and 4 wagons and 8 oxen he gave to the Merarites according to their service, under the direction of Ithamar son of Aaron the priest. But to the Kothites he gave none, because they were charged with the care of the holy things that had to be carried on the shoulders. The leaders also presented offerings for the dedication of the altar at the time when it was anointed. The leaders presented their offering before the altar. The Lord said to Moses, "They shall present their offerings, 1 liter each day for the dedication of the altar. The one who presented his offering on the first day was Nahshon son of Amminadab of the tribe of Judah. His offering was 1 silver plate weighing 130 shekels, 1 silver basin weighing 70 shekels according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of choice flour mixed with oil for a grain offering, 1 golden dish weighing 10 shekels full of incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and for the sacrifice of well-being 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old. That was the offering of Nahshon son of Amminadab. On the second day, Nathaniel son of Zuar, the leader of Issachar, presented an offering. He presented for his offering 1 silver plate weighing 130 shekels, 1 silver basin weighing 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of choice flour mixed with oil for a grain offering, 1 golden dish weighing 10 shekels, full of incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old as a burnt offering, 1 male goat as a sin offering, and for the sacrifice of well-being 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Nathanael son of Zuar. On the third day, Eliab son of Helon, the leader of the Zebulunites, his offering was 1 silver plate weighing 130 shekels, 1 silver basin weighing 70 shekels according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of choice flour mixed with oil for a grain offering, 1 golden dish weighing 10 shekels full of incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and for the sacrifice of well-being 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Eliab son of Helon. On the fourth day, Eliezer son of Shedeur, leader of the Reubenites, his offering was 1 silver plate weighing 130 shekels, 1 silver basin weighing 70 shekels according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of choice flour mixed with oil for a grain offering, 1 golden dish weighing 10 shekels full of incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and for the sacrifice of well-being 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Eliezer son of Shedeur. On the fifth day, Shelumiel son of Zurishaddai, the leader of the Simeonites, his offering was 1 silver plate weighing 130 shekels, 1 silver basin weighing 70 shekels according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of choice flour mixed with oil for a grain offering, 1 golden dish weighing 10 shekels full of incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and for the sacrifice of well-being 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Shelumiel son of Zurishaddai. On the sixth day, Elisaph son of Duel, the leader of the Gadites, his offering was 1 silver plate weighing 130 shekels, 1 silver basin weighing 70 shekels according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of choice flour mixed with oil for a grain offering, 1 golden dish weighing 10 shekels, full of full of incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and for the sacrifice of well-being 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Elisaph son of Duel. On the seventh day, Elishama son of Ammihud, the leader of the Ephraimites, his offering was 1 silver plate weighing 130 shekels, 1 silver basin weighing 70 shekels according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of choice flour mixed with oil for a grain offering, 1 golden dish weighing 10 shekels full of incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and for the sacrifice of well-being 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Elishama son of Ammihud. On the 8th day, Gamaliel son of Pedazur, the leader of the Manassites, his offering was 1 silver plate weighing 130 shekels, 1 silver basin weighing 70 shekels according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of choice flour mixed with oil for a grain offering, 1 golden dish weighing 10 shekels full of incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, one male goat for a sin offering, and for the sacrifice of well-being, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Gamaliel, son of Pedahzur. Okay. This is all sounding very familiar, isn't it? On the 9th day, Abidan, son of Gideoni, the leader of the Benjaminites, his offering was, wait for it, 1 silver plate weighing 130 shekels, 1 silver basin weighing 70 shekels according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of choice flour mixed with oil for a grain offering. 1 golden dish weighing 10 shekels full of incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and for the sacrifice of well-being, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Abidan, son of Gideoni. On the 10th day, wait for it, Ahiezer, son of Ammishaddai, the leader of the Danites, his offering was 1 silver plate weighing 130 shekels, 1 silver basin weighing 70 shekels according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of choice flour mixed with oil for a grain offering, 1 golden dish weighing 10 shekels full of incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and for the sacrifice of well-being, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Ahiezer's son of Ammishaddai. On the 11th day, Pagiel, son of Ochran, the leader of the Asherites, his offering was 1 silver plate weighing 130 shekels, 1 silver basin weighing 70 shekels according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of choice flour mixed with oil for a grain offering, 1 golden dish weighing 10 shekels, full of incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and for the sacrifice of well-being, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Pagiel, son of Ochran. On the 12th day, Ahira, son of Enan, the leader of the Naphtalites, his offering was 1 silver plate weighing 130 shekels, 1 silver basin weighing 70 shekels according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of choice flour mixed with oil for a grain offering, 1 golden dish weighing 10 shekels full of incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and for the sacrifice of well-being, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Ahira, son of Enan. This was the dedication offering for the altar at the time when it was anointed. From the leaders of Israel, 12 silver plates, 12 silver basins, 12 gold dishes, each silver plate weighing 130 shekels, and each basin 70. All the silver of the vessels, 2,400 shekels according to the shekel of the sanctuary. The 12 golden dishes full of incense weighing 10 shekels apiece according to the shekel of the sanctuary. All the gold of the dishes being 120 shekels. All the livestock for the burnt offering, 12 bulls, 12 rams, 12 male lambs a year old with their grain offering, and 12 male goats for a sin offering. And all the livestock for the sacrifice of well-being, 24 bulls, the rams 60, the male goats 60, the male lambs a year old 60. This was the dedication offering for the altar after it was anointed. When Moses went into the tent of meeting to speak with the Lord, he would hear the voice speaking to him from above the mercy seat that was on the ark of the covenant from between the 2 cherubim. Thus it spoke to him. Whew! Okay, chapter 8. The 7 lamps. My apologies. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to Aaron and say to him, When you shall set up the lamps, the 7 lamps shall give light in front of the lampstand. Aaron did so. He set up its lamps to give light in front of the lampstand as the Lord had commanded Moses. Now this was how the lampstand was made, out of hammered work of gold. From its base to its flowers it was hammered work, according to the pattern that the Lord had shown Moses. So he made the lampstand. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Take the Levites from among the Israelites and cleanse them. Thus you shall do to them, to cleanse them. Sprinkle the water of purification on them, have them shave their whole body with a razor, and wash their clothes, and so cleanse themselves. Then let them take a young bull and its grain offering of choice flour with mixed oil, and you shall take another young bull for a sin offering. You shall bring the Levites before the tent of meeting and assemble the whole congregation of the Israelites. When you bring the Levites before the Lord, the Israelites shall lay their hands on the Levites, and Aaron shall present the Levites before the Lord as an elevation offering from the Israelites, that they may perform the service of the Lord. The Levites shall lay their hands on the heads of the bulls, and he shall offer one for a sin offering and the other for a burnt offering to the Lord, to make atonement for the Levites. Then you shall have the Levites stand before Aaron and his sons, and you shall present them as an elevation offering to the Lord. Thus you shall separate the Levites from among the other Israelites, and the Levites shall be mine. Thereafter the Levites may go in to perform service at the tent of meeting, once you have cleansed them and presented them as an elevation offering. For they are unreservedly given to me from among the Israelites. I have taken them for myself, in place of all that opened the womb, the firstborn of all the Israelites. For all the firstborn among the Israelites are mine, both human and animal. On the day that I struck down all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, I consecrated them for myself. But I have taken the Levites in place of all the firstborn among the Israelites. Moreover, I have given the Levites as a gift to Aaron and his sons from among the Israelites, to do the service for the Israelites at the tent of meeting, and to make atonement for the Israelites, in order that there may be no plague among the Israelites for coming too close to the sanctuary. Moses and Aaron and the whole congregation of the Israelites did with the Levites accordingly. The Israelites did with the Levites just as the Lord had commanded Moses concerning them. The Levites purified themselves from sin and washed their clothes. Then Aaron presented them as an elevation offering before the Lord, and Aaron made atonement for them to cleanse them. Thereafter the Levites went in to perform their service in the tent of meeting, in attendance on Aaron and his sons. As the Lord had commanded Moses concerning the Levites, so they dealt with them. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, This applies to the Levites. From 25 years old and upwards they shall begin to do duty in the service of the tent of meeting, and from the age of 50 years they shall retire from the duty of the service, and serve no more. They may assist their brothers in the tent of meeting in carrying out their duties, but they shall perform no service. Thus you shall deal with the Levites in assigning their duties. Chapter 9. The Passover at Sinai. The Lord spoke to Moses in the wilderness of Sinai in the first month of the second year after they had come out of the land of Egypt, saying, Let the Israelites keep the Passover at its appointed time. On the 14th day of this month at twilight you shall keep it at its appointed time, according to all its statutes and all its regulations you shall keep it. So Moses told the Israelites that they should keep the Passover. They kept the Passover in the first month, on the 14th day of the month, at twilight, in the wilderness of Sinai. Just as the Lord had commanded Moses, so Israelites did. Now there were certain people who were unclean through touching a corpse, so that they could not keep the Passover on that day. They came before Moses and Aaron on that day, and said to him, Although we are unclean through touching a corpse, why must we be kept from presenting the Lord's offering at its appointed time among the Israelites? Moses spoke to them, Wait, so that I may hear what the Lord will command concerning you. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the Israelites, saying, Any one of you or of your descendants who is unclean through touching a corpse, or is away on a journey, shall still keep the Passover to the Lord. In the second month, on the 14th day, at twilight, they shall keep it. They shall eat it with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. They shall leave none of it until morning, nor break a bone of it according to all the statute for the Passover. They shall keep it. But anyone who is clean and is not on a journey, and yet refrains from keeping the Passover, shall be cut off from the people for not presenting the Lord's offering at its appointed time. Such a one shall bear the consequences for the sin. Any alien residing among you who wishes to keep the Passover to the Lord shall do so according to the statute of the Passover and according to its regulation. You shall have one statute for both the resident alien and the native. On the day the tabernacle was set up, the cloud covered the tabernacle, the tent of the covenant, and from evening until morning it was over the tabernacle, having the appearance of fire. It was always so. The cloud covered it by day, and the appearance of fire by night. Whenever the cloud lifted from over the tent, then the Israelites would set out. And in the place where the cloud settled down, there the Israelites would camp. At the command of the Lord, the Israelites would set out, and at the command of the Lord, they would camp. As long as the cloud rested over the tabernacle, they would remain in camp. Even when the cloud continued over the tabernacle for many days, the Israelites would keep the charge of the Lord and would not set out. Sometimes the cloud would remain for a few days over the tabernacle, and according to the command of the Lord, they would remain in camp. Then, according to the command of the Lord, they would set out. Sometimes the cloud would remain from evening until morning, and when the cloud lifted in the morning, they would set out. Or, if it continued for a day and a night, when the cloud lifted, they would set out. Whenever it was 2 days, or a month, or a longer time, that the cloud continued over the tabernacle, resting upon it, the Israelites would remain in camp and would not set out. But when it lifted, they would set out. At the command of the Lord, they would camp, and at the command of the Lord, they would set out. They kept the charge of the Lord, at the command of the Lord by Moses. Chapter 10. The silver trumpets. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Make two silver trumpets. You shall make them out of hammered work, and you shall use them for summoning the congregation and for breaking camp. When both are blown, the whole congregation shall assemble before you at the entrance of the tent of meeting. But if only one is blown, then the leaders, the heads of the tribes of Israel, shall assemble before you. When you blow an alarm, the camps on the east side shall set out. When you blow a second alarm, the camps on the south side shall set out. An alarm is to be blown whenever they are to set out. But when the assembly is to be gathered, you shall blow, but you shall not sound an alarm. The sons of Aaron, the priests, shall blow the trumpets. This shall be a perpetual institution for you throughout your generations. When you go out to war in your land against the adversary who oppresses you, you shall sound an alarm with the trumpets, so that you may be remembered before the Lord your God, and be saved from your enemies. Also, on your days of rejoicing, at your appointed festivals, and at beginnings of your months, you shall blow the trumpets over your burnt offerings and over your sacrifices of well-being. They shall serve as a reminder on your behalf before the Lord your God. I am the Lord your God. In the second year, in the second month, on the 12th day of the month, the cloud lifted from over the tabernacle of the covenant. Then the Israelites set out by stages from the wilderness of Sinai, and the cloud settled down in the wilderness of Paran. They set out for the first time at the command of the Lord by Moses. The standard of the camp of Judah set out first, company by company, and over the whole company was Nahshon son of Amminadab. Over the company of the tribe of Issachar was Nethanel son of Zuar, and over the company of the tribe of Zebulun was Eliab son of Helon. Then the tabernacle was taken down, and the Gershonites and the Merarites who carried the tabernacle set out. Next the standard of the camp of Reuben set out, company by company, and over the whole company was Elazar son of Shadur. Over the company of the tribe of Simeon was Shemiel son of Zurishaddai, and over the company of the tribe of Gad was Elisaph son of Duel. Then the Kohathite who carried the holy things set out, and the tabernacle was set up before their arrival. Next, the standard of the Ephraimite camp set out, company by company. And over the whole company was Elishama son of Ammihud. Over the company of the tribe of Manasseh was Gamaliel son of Pedazur. And over the company of the tribe of Benjamin was Abidan son of Gidini. Then the standard of the camp of Dan, acting as the rear guard of all the camps, set out company by company. And over the whole company was Ahizir son of Ammishaddai. Over the company of the tribe of Asher was Pagiel son of Okran. And over the company of the tribe of Naphtali was Ahiri son of Enan. This was the order of march of the Israelites, company by company, when they set out. Moses said to Hobab son of Ruel the Midianite, Moses' father-in-law, we are setting out for the place of which the Lord said, I will give it to you. Come with us, and we will treat you well, for the Lord has promised good to Israel. But he said to him, I will not go, but I will go back to my own land and to my own kindred. He said, Do not leave us, for you know where we should camp in the wilderness, and you will serve as eyes for us. Moreover, if you go with us, whatever good the Lord does for us, the same we will do for you. So they set out from the mount of the Lord on 3 days' journey, with the ark of the covenant of the Lord going before them for 3 days' journey, to seek out a resting place for them, the cloud of the Lord being over them by day when they set out from the camp. Whenever the ark set out, Moses would say, Arise, O Lord, let your enemies be scattered, and your foes flee before you. And whenever it came to rest, he would say, Return, O Lord, of the 10,000 thousands of Israel. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere, huh? Instead of repeating 12 things over and over and over. Anyway, thank you for listening. And I really hope, yep, I'm recording. Thank the Lord. Okay. God bless all of you who are listening, and have an amazing day. Take care.